before that I applied for my laboratory, I wouldn't think that I am a big academic person. I found the laboratory, their main focus, their research are doing stuff, are creating stuff. Computer science is a very fast-changing field. There are lots of Chinese restaurants who were opened around the Moscow. Wow, you can just imagine. I love here, come here, I'm waiting you.
Hello guys, we at Faculty of Computer Science are kicking off a series of short introductions and interviews with our international students in order for us to expose and essentially tell you their stories and the obstacles they had to overcome over their time at HSE University. Here I have Zhengwu Pan, our master's degree student who is enrolled in the program of System and Software Engineering, if I'm being correct.
Yes, you're right.
So, what country are you from?
I'm from China. I was born in China and lived here for my first 20 years. And after my 6th grade, I flew to Russia because my parents work. And I'm here.
So you've been here for quite a long time, I see.
Yeah, for until now, about 20 years, 20 years, yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's quite an unusual story for one of our international students. What motivated you to choose the study program you're currently working on your degree at?
The currently degree.
The master's degree.
Yeah, because I ended my bachelor degree and I had the laboratory that I'm working at. We're studying about the cloud technologies, and then I wanted to work at there as the intern. So I think the laboratory is the place to share your ideas and thoughts very freely. So I want to stay there, and then yes, I just applied for the master degree. For master program.
If I understand this correctly, you've also studied here for your bachelor's degree.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that program?
Well, my bachelor program is software engineering. Yeah. And this program is pretty tough, I think. At first, you have 2 years of mathematics. Well, it's not that a lot compared to the applied mathematics and information, if I remember correctly. My mindset when I applied for this program is to be a programmer, to be an engineer. I would not thought there's a lot of mathematics in there. So, but I finally realized that mathematics is very important for programming and software engineering, of course. But at the time, I didn't know about that. This gives me a very good context for my programming learning. And and eventually give me a right diploma, by the way. Yeah, so I'm very proud of that. I think I very love what I learned, and I will continue in this sphere after that.
Okay, we got that clear. And what motivated you to choose the HSE University not once, but as we can see, like at least twice?
I think at first for people like me, it's just very convenient. For the bachelor degree program, they have some sort of fast line of apply program. So you can apply for your master degrees before you get your diploma. It's very convenient. You just and it's very convenient, more convenient for the international student because it's kind of like something like portfolio. You just prepare what you're working as, what's your program, how was your score in your program in last 4 years, and what project are you doing right now, or what you did, and one interview, if I remember correctly, and that it is no need for something like exam for this specific program, the system software engineering. No need for the diploma. That means I don't need to wait for that. to apply, and yeah, that's very easy. So I choose this way to apply for my program, and I even got the scholarship, the full scholarship for my study, which is I didn't get from my bachelor degree. Yeah.
So, as I can see, the main advantage was the simplicity of the pipeline transitioning from being a postgraduate student to getting your master's degree at FCS. And can you name some other possible, I don't know, positive things that made you actually go with that route?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I think I like the atmosphere of higher school of economic. The first reason, of course, is because very of my friends, my classmates from the 4 years bachelor degree have been applied for this program too. So I want to have this community stay here, and I like the Bakra, we call it. It's very beautiful, astonishing building. I like to study here, and yeah, I don't see any reason to apply to the other university. I didn't bother to do that. So yeah, my only choice is here.
Well, I have to agree with you on that one.
Of course.
You've already mentioned that you've spent quite some time in Russia, so I can understand that this might have been a little more simpler, like the whole transitioning process to immersing yourself in Russian culture and university and the struggles of having to study in this language. But nonetheless, if there were any struggles or, I don't know, particular obstacles that you faced, can you tell us about them and how well you fared?
Well, I think the struggle and the toughness is coming from the fact that you're transitioning to the other, well, time management system, I call it that, because you're, more independent from the parents, and a lot of things you have to consider by yourself. And this transitioning is certain, and nobody can really to handle that very quickly. Yeah, well, I'm talking about all people. So for me, as an international student, well, I think is to think how to embrace, how to merge myself into the software engineering is primarily the Russian program. It's have international student, but if I remember correctly, is only me have been stayed for 4 years, for quite a long, as the international student from China, and there's no other countries I remember. Yeah. So you have to merge yourself into the community. You have to. The most importantly is to talk to people, talk to the professor, ask questions after seminar, and make a lot of friends. It's very very good for you to understand Russians. Well, the language that you primarily used on the seminar, on different lectures. And also friends can help you when you need in absolutely different country when you came here. So I can imagine myself if I didn't understand Russian, there's a lot of things will be more difficult to handle. For instance, the visa application process. There are English-speaking person that can take your visa applications. She will tell you what to do, what need to be done, and what document do you need, all in English. So it's very convenient. But when the thing came to the, the everyday life, when you need to buy some product in store, in grocery store, you need to use your Russian language to talk to people. So yeah, and on lecture and on seminar where it's primarily using Russian, your homework will be in Russian. Your exam will be in Russian. So learn Russian, make a lot of friends is the first thing you should do in here. It's even more important than your program that you are currently learning, because without that, you can learn properly your program. You cannot even understand the seminar. So the Russian is the first place you have to learn.
Yeah, networking is one of the main principles of higher education, especially in Russia. So basically, to sum it up, it seems that you've emphasized mainly the typical freshman struggles when like enrolling in university, and it seems like you haven't had that many issues integrating into our community. Is that right?
Well, yeah, because when I applied for the bachelor, I already have lived in Russia about 6-7 years. Yeah, I think I integrated pretty well in the community, but yeah, there's a little of struggling. I don't think that's the proper word, but I will use that. A little struggling to, when I study in Russian school, they already know me for 5-6 years from 6th grade, so I don't feel any struggle there. Yeah, and now I have to explain myself why I know Russian so well, why I've lived here for 6-7 years. It's not struggling. It's just pretty inconvenient in my perspective. This inconvenience can use that inconvenience to make a lot of friends, because the people will interested in you, and you can talk with a lot of people
That's
about
just
that.
another thing you can talk about with
Yes,
people, right?
of course, yeah.
So, talking about your adjustments to the Russian culture, one main thing that many people worry about sometimes is the local cuisine. How well have you adjusted to that particular part?
Well, about the local cuisine, at first it's much to be adjusted, but some people can't adjust themselves for a long time. Well, for example, my parents, they live here for 20 years, but they still eat their local cuisine, the Chinese cuisine. Yeah, but the material, they're all in the grocery store. You can just buy it, and there's a lot of Chinese cuisine, especially in recent time, there are lots of Chinese restaurants who were opened around the Moscow. Well, you can just imagine.
And talking about more formal and bureaucratic parts of your integration process, how easy was it for you to handle all of the paperwork that comes with the enrollment in university, both in bachelor's and master's degree cases?
In university, it's very easy. It's just like a fast pipeline. It's very easy. So in bachelor degree, I remember there was the application was full online. I don't need to go anywhere. I can just sites. I can just get my login, input some my personal data, the passport or other the registration. And that is, you can wait for your applications about your enrollment, and after that, you have to take 2 exams for international students. In my situation, where I applied for bachelor degrees, software engineering, there have 2 exams. One is Russian exam, the other one is mathematics. Well, I have done my exam in Russian, the Russian state exam. I've taken that, but I still take my international exam. So after that, if I remember correctly, I use my Russian state exam score in Russian. Just applied for it to the international exam for the international students, and their the score system was corresponded. Yeah, so I don't need it to go to the Russian exam for the international students in higher school of economy. And after that, they send you some kind of invoice you have to pay for your education. And after that, I just sign on the paper and everything is ready. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I didn't even go to at the campus, if I remember. I needed to go to the campus, but already after the application, I already be enrolled as the student. I need to get my photo on the the student pass, Studak. So I need to put the photos for the office for them.
During your stay at the university, there are many such technical issues and a lot of paperwork-related moments that may come up in case you get ill or something like this. Was it easy for you to basically work on these cases? And did you know whom you could contact? And by the way, did you have any university body? Because we do have a program that assigns certain local people to foreigners that help them essentially adjust and know what to do in case they have broken their leg, and the exam is in 2 hours.
You're talking about the body program, right?
Yeah.
By the way, I've been the body.
Oh, you've been the body yourself?
Yeah, I've been the body myself. Yeah. Well, I think I don't request for a body. I don't remember I request, or maybe they just assign me for a body. But I already this happened on the first year. I have been a friend with some people from second grade, and there's email come on my. It just says that you have some sort of body, and there's my friend, which is I talk in Russian for about 3 or 4 months. So, we just become friends, and yeah, I don't need the body for the help. In fact, yeah, but I understand why people need body, so I apply for it. And yeah, if I remember, my body, which the students that I help were from Sri Lanka. Yeah. I remember we meet once, but we never meet again. I was saying about if you have some trouble, some struggle, you can always talk to me. You can always write me on Telegram, on the email, or call my phone. But yeah, I think she may be a person that's like me, that didn't need help. So yeah, that's all I can talk about body system. And about the paperwork and the bureaucracy. I don't really. Again, this is only for me. I didn't use how do you call that, the skip pass or something like that. So when you are ill, you have to get the skip pass, maybe something called that. I didn't get that because mainly the first 2 years is almost full online. And I get it once, but it's need to be gives to the student office, and everything is okay. You just ask the hospital to make one. They will have this stamp there. They'll sign it, and you just get to student office, and everything will be arranged. Yeah, okay. I only use it once.
So, what you're saying is that you intuitively knew your way around the study office, where you needed to submit the medical notices and stuff like this.
Yeah. About that, I didn't know it from my body. I know it from the curator. It's they are more I think the body is individual. The curator is the assistant for the whole group.
Yeah, he works with the entire group, whereas the body is assigned individually to you.
Yeah. I work mainly with curator because again, I have been a curator myself on second course. I mainly I just ask questions about something like what should I do if I ill, what should I do if I have absent to some lesson, and about the learning, the time management, how which class should I take, which class should I not take. Of course, I'm talking about the choosable
In the
classes.
electives, yeah,
In the
elective courses.
elective courses, yeah. So yeah, they give me a lot of more experience, and well, I think this knowledge can be also being given by the body. Even body is much more better, but the curator, as my understanding, why I have been a curator, is have some sort of the elective program to elect the curators. So they are I think they are well trained. They know what they should do. They know a lot of answer for a lot of questions. So I think they're just more skilled.
So what you're saying is you relied on the senior students from your particular program, and they have essentially helped you out with these little things that you needed to know on an ad hoc basis.
Yeah, knowing a senior student is very important.
Yeah.
It's not just in high school of economy, it's a life skill.
Which courses from your master's program do you consider to be the most valuable and potentially exploitable for you in the future?
Well, now I cannot really say. There's only first two seminars we're going on. It's basically just onboarding, talking about. Well, it's mainly the knowledge from these seminars and lectures were from my bachelor degree. Yeah, well, because the professor was shared between the courses and the programs. So, well, I think I have to wait for about a semester maybe to understand if this knowledge is really valued. But I really like one thing about the master program in here. It's Magalega. It's pretty important. It's just like minor in bachelor. Well, minor is the place. The marketplace, I think, the elective courses, you can choose the course you want to learn for 2 years on second and third course, if I remember. Yeah, you can choose from a wide aspect of different courses. Like, I choose personally financial markets. Well, there I learned some about the the financial instrument, how to make your own businesses, how the tax work, something about that will have very Russian side because you're learning how the tax work in Russian. There have some of Excel sheet you must do some sort of exam. You have to calculate your answer based on the Russian text regulations. And some other choose something like the startup, something like economies. They can choose to learn a language, for example, well, English or Chinese. And there's a lot of different one. The psychologists, if I remember, yeah. It was pretty interesting. The philosophy, if you are a philosopher, and yeah, it's a wide aspect because the higher school of economy providing a lot of the faculty, and each faculty have this program, and this same thing for the Magalega. You can basically choose anything you want. Yeah, the elective courses start at, if I remember, October or November, something like that. Well, I'm still choosing. Yeah, it's the second module. I'm still on choosing between, the financial market maybe, something like that, or something more about the programming or the data analysis. Yeah. So yeah, I think this feature of this university is very good.
Yeah, basically you get the opportunity to learn more about other courses and other faculties that are not essentially included into your own study program. And that's a nice point. One thing about the Faculty of Computer Science is that we really love our social and public events here. Have you participated in any of such events that we introduced to you over the years?
Well, I think the elective program for the curator, I think it's some sort of like social event.
It definitely is.
It definitely is, yeah, because well, at first you have to choose your partner. Yeah, you apply for this program, you pass the interview, and you get trained with your partners, with other colleagues of yours in Croatia. And then it's just a very big event. It's like a special event for Croatia. I was shocked. They're really a big event for the creator. Just like you go there, you talk about yourself, and you talk about how can you help the students. You share the knowledge about this, and eventually make you. I think it's like a student organizations. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It has big background. It's a big community. You can find anything there. Yeah, but after this, I choose to stay with my group where I'm the curator. I not only help them for the first year, and after that, as I said, it's very good to know a senior students. It's work on them too, so I want to help them. So we stayed connected, and we will help on the various of things about the elective minors, the something else about elective courses, about the discipline that we have to take. Yeah, will the spoiler them some the future events they are waiting for. Yeah. So yeah, this is the one of kind of communities that I joined.
Basically, yeah, overseeing the freshman groups is actually a mutually beneficial arrangement, yes. And how about the student organizations that we have here at FCS, like Kstati or in Group STS, if you've heard about these?
Well, I think кстати, the CSAT, something like that. Yeah, I don't know how to speak it correctly in English. It's very good and very active communities that now are working on the different parties, and the BASFET, just in Russian, is the party for the freshman years, and the anti-BASFET is the freshmen organize for the senior students as they can come and party with each other to know better. And yet, the society organization is mainly focused on different parties, but they also organize a really good events. A ball, the gala where you dance at, in the atrium is the place in the campus, a really big place. They make a lot of different stand there. It's very beautiful. You can apply for your partners. You can dance together. There are like chocolate fountains there that you can take some, the fruit and dip in there, and it's very delicious. Yeah, and they organize everything. I mean, you can even rent the clothes with the partners as they have been speak of. Yeah.
So as I can see, you've visited quite a number of these parties, but have you ever been involved in an event organization yourself?
Well, unfortunately, no. Yeah. Well, I would want to, but
You still have time.
yes, yeah. Of course, I still have time, but the master degree is pretty tough. I'm working at, yeah. It's a lot of my acquaintances a lot of my acquaintances that were being studied are already, like half retired. Yeah, so the community, the same courses where the learning for the classmates already are not in Stadia, and not all people went to the master degree. Yeah, well, for me, I'm not that fond of organize the big events. Well, but I'm very happy there's a group of people there like to make this happen for us. Is I just want to say a big thanks for them. Yeah.
What do you like the most about the whole Russian structure and approach to the higher education? Is there maybe any peculiarities that you would like to underline, or maybe there is something that you don't like in particular?
Well, if you're talking about the Russian education system, the higher Russian education system, I don't see the higher school of economy provides this, the classic, the standard of Russian education. I think it's pretty different from the, well, I know some guys from the other university, they're also Chinese, where we are connected, we're chat a lot about this. It's really different from the other university. For example, in HSE, you have a lot of well, again, elective courses, which is very good. You can choose what you want. There have the 10 score system, which is give you a more detailed understanding of your score. But not like the classical Russian score system, like 2 to 5 score is the max, and 4, 3, 2, etc. So I think the HSE has made some modification among the existing Russian education system. I think it's very great. There's no PE in here, so programmers, come on.
Yeah,
we cannot touch the grass.
Wonderful. Here. And just to keep our audience in the clear, would you say that this difference with other Russian universities is for better or worse?
Well, I think the score system is for better. I think the absence of PE, well, but you can choose a lot of different sports, community, and events. You can choose to go there, but you don't want to take PE classes, you cannot. Yeah, it's not a part of their scoring system. Yeah, it's not mandatory. Yeah, and at last I talk about the elective courses is always for the best because you have the choice. You can analyze. You can think what you really want and choose the courses that you wanted to choose, not just the professor are giving you knowledge. You can choose what knowledge you want to have. It's also the thinking process that you have to make the way to the more independent people.
Going further into the academic side of things, how did you like your tutors, your mentors, lecturers, and essentially the professors at HSE over the years? You've seen quite a fair share of them, and what is your general impression?
My general impression was, well, they're really, really young in average. I think they're something about 30 or 40 years old. It's really young. I understand the computer science is new. The new
field of study.
Field of studying, right? The near new field of studying. But I'm already shocked that there are a lot of young professor with talents, very smart. They're very young and they can give you knowledge like a peer. You can just you have a lot of common ground between you and the professor. You can talk a lot of things not about the academical side, and is become a very good bridge between you and the professor. It's always good because you have to choose. Well, we have this kind of like course projects. Well, the project you have to do in each year. So you have to choose, a professor for your like a team lead for your project. He will answer your question about this project. So it's very important to make communication with them, and here is very simple to do that. So they're always there. Yeah.
And have you found this knowledge that you picked up from them to be relevant and essentially useful in your career and academic endeavors?
Well, I think, as the people, you have always filter the knowledge that you get because they're not always, the useful. But I think from the essential, the professors from the Faculty of Computer Science, maybe I won't use that, but definitely they're helping me to become a better software engineer, which is the main purpose of this course. So I think the courses actually, I know they are actively changing the schedule, the courses in software engineering is also good because you have to adjust your courses with the field, because the computer science is very fast change field. So yeah, I think the knowledge that you get at first, you have to filter yourself. Second, I think it's pretty useful.
And talking about your academic path at the university, have you undertaken perhaps in any side projects or, I don't know, like voluntary academic endeavors that you could possibly pursue with, like, I don't know, maybe someone from FCS? What have you been working on for these several years, basically?
Well, you're talking about side project, right?
Yeah, side project, maybe course project that grew to become something bigger than you've originally imagined it to be.
Well, actually, this something the other logics are working at there. I usually start with the side project, and I use this project to, in the courses project, I present my professor as saying this project do this and do that, use this technology, and they will take me for this project, and I will continue to work on this project as my side project and the academic project in the university. It's very convenient, and you can not only choose from the projects that you are given to, and you can think your product, you can invent your software. And I'm doing this for 3 years. I'm doing this. The second year I did my own thing, my own project. Third year I did my own project. The diploma I did my own project. And by the way, these projects have been won the financial aid. It's not like a scholarship, it's financial aid. I have to work on this project now until the November so I can get this financial aid. It's like kind of you got the second job, something like that. And this is also relevant to the laboratory that I'm working in as intern. Because this it's called young scientist. The young scientist. You have, if you want to apply, you have to be working in the laboratory because you have been, the scientist. You have to research something. So when you applied with your project, you have to to present your project, how useful it is. There's a lot of paperwork, but eventually, yes, I got it. And seems I'm the only one to get this project in my laboratory, if I remember. But there's a lot of other laboratory in the computer science faculty. Something about big data, something about, if I remember, the algorithms from the AMI. I'm not very familiar with, but yeah, in software engineer, where I'm working at, the cloud and mobile technology. Yeah, I'm the only one that gets this financial aid.
I see. So you basically took the opportunities that HSE provides with the whole grants and contests, and you've basically been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah. It's very convenient. It's very good. You can, they always saying that you cannot merge your academic life with your own life, but it's not that hard for this subject. The software engineer for this university in HSE.
Well, it seems it works out well for you, yeah. And this lab that you've mentioned that you're working in right now and before, can you tell us a little bit more about it?
This lab, it's called Cloud and Mobile Technologies. Mainly, my focus research is to research how to capture a human face to mapping on the 3D model, and also the 3D model scan the human body and rigged on the human model, and the protocols between the different devices. Yeah, this is my main focus. And the other one, are researching about some web framework. That's the benchmarking of different web framework. About the mobile side, they are researching about different library they are using. For instance, about the audio processing, the library on specific on iOS devices. Some new technology that's used in iOS development. After that, we have some backend development too, like something like optimization between the microservices, use certain technologies. The best part of it, I think, you can ask any questions, and there's always some people with this professional skill that you can help. It's very good when you're doing some projects that need a wide aspect of professional skills, but you yourself don't have it. But if you want to learn it, the starting point is very high. You have to be, you have to have some person, the mentor, the tutor that help you to get a start, and then you can go on yourself, because the internet is always there, but the starting point is very important, and this is the starting point for you. There's always a person that can answer your question about something, about some protocol, about some framework, about some library. It's very convenient, and you can just you can just speak about something freely. Just talk about new iPhone. I don't know, the new feature of the framework. Like little communities that are talking about their niche stuff. I think it's cool.
Looking back at your whole academic path over, I guess, more than 5 years by now at HSE, how would you grade your achievements and the knowledge that you've learned by now? Would you have done any differently? And what advice can you essentially give to other international students who may want to basically follow your steps and enroll at the same place in our university?
Before that I applied for my laboratory, I wouldn't think that I am a big academic person, because I like to do stuff. I like to do some I like programming to make some stuff. I'm not like the programming itself. I like to make stuff, but the research, the paperwork is already frightening me. I don't like this. I just like doing the stuff, create the stuff. But like me, I found the laboratory that's their mainly focus, their research are doing stuff, are creating stuff, and I just find the gold mine is. I'm very happy. They can fund me. They fund me first. In fact, yeah, and the place is very good. And after that, I understand that I need understand that I like what I do. I like the academic path here. And before that, I don't even think that I had academic path. I just came to university and learned something, and that's it all. Well, I don't consider it academic path. But after that, I have in this financial aid program, you have to do some paperwork to publish a paper. So I think there will be real start of my academic career. My advice to my international student fella, I think, most important, I will repeatedly saying this very, very many time. The Russian language is always the first part. So if we are talking about the programming aid language, the zero part, the very essential one. And if you want to apply here, I think if your Russian is not that good, you should choose some English program. There's a lot of various English program. For example, in my my current master program is full English. You can choose English. It's no problem. The bachelor program, there's some sort of like data analysis.
May I suggest, yes, data science and business analytics. That's actually where I'm from.
Of course. This is the English program, and just always a choice. I recommend and advise. Yeah, and if your Russian is not good, but apply for the Russian program, then you have to be find a buddy, find a friend, and talk with them. I think Russian is very tough, very difficult, but I think a person that's with the same language skill, he could survive. He gets his diploma and everything is good. So I believe you can do it. And so what about the course project? The course project is also very important, but as I said, you can take your side project to your course project. You can merge your personal life with your academic life, even with your professional life. Like, I'm working now as a software developer in Yandex. Everything can merge themselves. I even planned as a laboratory. I was talking about this with my professor to make a course about the framework that we're developing in Yandex that I'm developing. Make a course from Yandex in HSE in the faculty to let students to learn this specific framework that I think is very cool. Yes, of course, Yandex have all the financial aid. You can add this the description of Yandex, very big IT company.
We've heard of them.
Yeah, never heard of them, right? I think it's very cool. So here, I want to say the real advantages is you can merge your different life into one. It's very convenient. You have a lot of choices, can have a lot of different community. I love here. Come here. I'm waiting you.
Well, that has been quite illuminating. Thank you for this wholesome Chungus experience. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you for the interview.